I'd like to thank the grace of heaven, the virtues of the masters, and the compassion and mercy of the grand predecessor, senior transmitters, lecturers, temple masters, and everybody for giving me this opportunity to talk about today's topic, which is chapter 25 of the Tao Te Ching. All right. Okay. So here's the overview. It's a relatively long chapter. Okay. This chapter is called Hun Chen Zhang, or even though it's not directly translated, but it's formlessly created. And formlessly is kind of, you could put in parentheses, but okay. It literally means to blend, to mix together. Okay. Literally, that's what it means. Okay. Literally. And then the alternative title for the chapter is called the Tao, or Name the Tao. Okay. So this chapter, as I said, it's the 15th longest chapter of the 81 chapters. So it's medium long, right? Okay. And it's very, how can I say? It's very metaphysical. Okay. So it's not talking about, you and me or, everyday life. Okay. It's actually talking about the nature of the Tao. Okay. So that's a big, grand, high level, you can say, question, right? So that's why it's metaphysical. As a matter of fact, many of the chapters in the first half, or the first 37 chapters of Tao Te Ching, are metaphysical. Not all, many, but many. Okay, chapter 1, chapter 14, chapter, I think, 20. It doesn't matter. There are a lot. There are a few. Oh, chapter 10, okay, etc. Okay, all right. Okay, so this chapter, for a lot of people would, those who are into the grand, big, high level, deep question of the nature of the cosmos, then this chapter is for them. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, it's talking about, this is what the Tao, it's like. Okay, or the nature of the Tao. It's not just what it's like, but it's the nature of the Tao. So it's not easy. Okay, it's not easy to describe. So okay, all right. So it's generally in 4 sections overall, and so the first section, the first 8 phrases, or 9 phrases, if you will, first 3 sentences, basically, talking about what the characteristics of the Tao is like. You can say it's nature. Yeah, it's nature. It's like that. Okay, and then the second section, he talks about more specific. Okay, yeah, one aspect, and this is very interesting. Okay, anyway, and then and this is kind of like the overall. Okay, anyway, okay, nature. Okay, and then he also goes into more specific of why it's so, or how it can become so this. Okay, so it's just great. Okay, and then the last is his conclusion, which kind of very interesting. Okay, all right. So now you guys have a overall view. Okay, overall view. All right. Now let's go to the outline. Okay. All right. So the first sentence. Okay, he's making a statement. Okay, he says, there is something formlessly created, born before heaven and earth. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's see. Skip some of these definitions. Okay. Basic meaning. Existence is created from the formless. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Another understanding is something came from nothing. Yeah. Okay. Another understanding is something came out of nowhere. Okay. Related. Okay. All right. So this is what this first sentence, what Lao Tzu was, it's different from the Western view of saying, well, this whole cosmos, or everything, within this, whatever trillions of galaxies or whatever, this whole space-time thing, has a creator. okay, in order to create anything. Okay, there's a story called Watchmaker and then the Blind Watchmaker. This is philosophical, but cosmological, but I don't want to go into detail. I mean, it's not that saying that from the Tao, we say there's no creator. No, there is a creator. But we equate the creator with the Tao, whereas, in Western traditions, especially religious traditions, there's always a notion of a entity, a person, you can say, of a person, entity, God, that created, it's more personified, right? Whereas in Lao Tzu's perspective, he does not personify Tao as God. Okay, he doesn't use that. He doesn't equate the two like that. Okay, so just understand that. That's why there's no mention of God, in the Tao Te Ching. Okay, all right. There's a deeper meaning of substance or object. Okay, means substance. Okay, content, objects, things, matter, substance. Okay. So the essence of the Tao. That's what is. The essence within the void, which is true emptiness and marvelous existence. Okay, or the marvelous existence of the true emptiness or essence of our beginningless and endingless movement. Okay, so the essence within the void is broad, right? It's cosmic in scale, right? It encompasses all space time, right? Okay, whereas the marvelous existence of the true emptiness is more specific. It's more personal. Okay, it's basically our Buddha nature, but our Buddha nature also encompasses the entire space-time, right? Cosmic. Okay, or it's the formless substance which already exists before heaven and earth were created. Okay, so that's the Okay, so he was saying there is something. There's this essence, the Tao. So it's the Tao. Okay, all right. Okay, the deeper meaning of 混成, to blend, to mix. It's the Tao essence, although formless, already exists before the creation of the cosmos, or the Buddha nature essence already exists before anything was created. Okay, always is. Okay, nothing created it. Right, so similar to the Old Testament, is the Exodus, right? God, said to Moses, right, in Sinai, right, the burning bush, because I am that I am. I am the Alpha and the Omega. Okay, similar. Okay, all right. Deeper understanding. First phrase: the essence of Tao always exists, but it's formless. Okay, yeah. So that's why it's called formlessly created. Okay, it's it's really just always there, always is. Okay. Now the second phrase is the formless Tao is the precursor or comes before, okay, or exists before heaven and earth and the cosmos. Okay, so another understanding is basically Lao Tzu is using the words to describe the state of our Buddha nature essence. Okay, it's nature, it's state. Okay, the way it is. Okay, all right. Okay, another understanding. Second phrase: nothing created the Tao. See, it's independent. Well, in the second section, you'll come to that phrase. But nothing created the Tao. It's not dependent on that. It was not created by anything. It came into being on its own, if it can be said to have come into being at all, right? Because that's no beginning, no end. So how can you say, it came into being? It's always there. It's always there. Whether you realize it or not. Okay, it's formless. It's intangible. The only hint that we get that, it's always there, is when it manifests or it created the heavens and the earth. Okay, all right. Deeper understanding, second phrase. It has always existed. Cannot say that there is an origin of the Tao, if indeed that the Tao has an origin at all. No beginning, no end. Okay, all right. Something that is formlessly created is also the Buddha nature essence. Okay, so one on a grand level and then one on a more personal, specific level. Okay, all right. The implication: the substance existed, the substance, or this, this Tao existed before anything was created. So it existed before the creation of heaven and earth, although it is formless. Okay, so Lao Tzu was using words to depict or describe the state of our Buddha nature essence. Okay, Miao Hui. Okay. All right. So the key point is this of the first sentence is the essence of Tao and our Buddha nature is already in existence before the creation of the cosmos. Okay. So that's basically what the first statement is. Okay. All right. Second phrase. Okay. So now he's describing this this substance or the Tao, you can say. Okay. So silent. So ethereal, so independent and changes. Okay, remember previous we said it's not created or it's independent, right? We said where is it? Okay, yeah. Nothing created the Tao, right? Okay, so it's independent. All right. Let's go skip this. Okay, basic meaning. Okay. The Tao, or the essence of Tao, is silent, ethereal, majestic, and sublime. Ethereal means what? Ethereal means it's supernatural. You can say it's beyond nature, beyond what we see, right? As nature. Okay, it's beyond. You can say supernatural. Okay, or transcends nature. Okay, all right. You can say some people use that term to describe as something not holy, but something that's spiritual, or it's intangible. It's spiritual. Okay. All right. Okay. Another meaning. The Tao stands on its own. Yeah. Okay. It's itself. It's it. There's nothing that's beyond it or that's greater than it. Okay. And we'll get to that in the middle sections. But another understanding, the Tao is everything by definition. I'm saying it's it. Everything is it. Okay. It's it. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Further understanding, the Tao is self-sufficient. So it doesn't need or want anything. That's very interesting, right? Just like the Buddha nature, right? The four nirvana virtues, right? The Buddha nature essence is self-sufficient. It has everything it ever needs, right? Or could ever want. Okay. Deeper definition of Qi. Okay. The Tao essence is still Jing, unconditioned or non-conditioned, Wu Wei, and unperturbed, Ru Buddha. Okay. All right. Okay. That also applies to our Buddha nature essence. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Where am I? Shoot. Okay. Section 2. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So this word, it's called, I think it's pronounced liao. Okay. It just means, okay, the normal definition or the base dictionary definition, it means few. It's or ethereal. It just means few, deserted, empty. Okay. It also means silent too. But okay, whereas the deeper meaning means that it has no sign, no mark. That's in Buddhism, we always use no marks. Okay, no marks. Yes, because it's invisible, it's intangible. Okay, so the deeper meaning or the higher meaning is that it's indescribable. The Tao essence it's not easy to describe. Okay, all right. Okay, and so the deeper understanding of this first phrase, so silent, so ethereal, is that the Tao does not need or want anything any more than the sun wanting more sunlight. The sun already has sunlight. It doesn't need to want more sunlight. Okay, it doesn't make sense. Okay, all right. So same thing. Okay, the Tao is self-sufficient, even though it's still silent, undisturbed, formless, has no sign, no marks, but it doesn't need a one. It's everything. It's it, right? Okay. All right. Okay. Basic meaning of second phrase now. What's the second phrase? Says independent and changeless here. Okay. So it's going. Lao Tzu is going more descriptive, right? He's describing more. Okay, using more adjectives, more words. Okay, so it's non-conditioned and constant. Okay, it doesn't change, right? 千变, right? Doesn't change. All right. Okay, another understandings. It's always the same. The Tao essence is always changeless and non-dependent. Doesn't rely. It's not. It doesn't come from something else, right? Or it doesn't come from conditions. That's why it's non-conditioned. Okay. All right. 独立. 独立. Literally, it means independent. Okay. But in this case, it means it's absolute or non-conditioned, non-dualistic. Okay. Okay. Deeper meaning, another meaning of 不改. 不改 means changeless. It just means constant, eternal, permanent. Okay. So the deeper meaning or understanding of the second phrase is the Tao essence transcends karma, even transcends nature. Okay. All right. Now, this nature means, what we see today as like Mother Nature with the, when we have forms, right? We see Mother Nature. Yeah, right? Like now, November, we're transitioning. We're at the end of what? Autumn, fall, and we're going into what? Winter season, right? So that's the natural cycle, right? Okay. The Tao transcends even that. Why? Because the nature that we see in this earth and this world is what? It's not, it's conditioned. Well, first of all, it's not. You can say it's a constantly change. Yeah. So like the I Ching, right? There's one constant in I Ching. You know that? One thing that's permanent in I Ching, in the Book of Changes. Change is constant. The delta, it's constant. Okay. That means always changing. Okay. So, so there's a how can I say? There is a constant in change. Yeah, remember that's another chapter, right? We previously, right? There's a constant in something that's always changing. Okay, all right. But the Tao is not that, because it's non-dependent, non-conditioned. Whereas nature, the seasons, for example, I mean, this is one example. Okay, it's dependent. Dependent on what? The way the earth tilts, or what do you call that? Revolves around the sun. That's what gives us the 4 seasons and the year, right? Seasons is, you can say it's a basis for the year, right? But the Tao is not depending on that, right? Okay, so very important. Okay, so higher understanding, the Tao essence. Does not belong to karma. It transcends karma, remember? And it transcends even nature or Mother Nature. As a matter of fact, we can say Mother Nature and karma comes from the Tao. Okay, you can say the other way around. Okay, so the implication, the Tao essence is absolute, non-conditioned, non-dualistic, changeless, eternal, permanent. So it's very difficult to describe the state of the beginningless and endingless Buddha nature essence. Okay. All right. Okay. Key point. There are no causes to create the Tao essence because it is changeless, constant, eternal, permanent, and absolute. Yet this is still an inadequate description. Okay. All right. So it's very similar to chapter 1, even though chapter 1 doesn't go into details like this, right? Okay. Chapter 1, right? Okay. All right, let's go to the third. Wow, God, I'm taking it. Okay, another quality characteristic of this Tao, right? Remember, he's going more details now. Okay, he's saying circulating and ceaseless. It can be regarded as the mother of the world. Okay, Yeah. 周 means to make a circuit. It's a circle, cycle, etc. Okay. 行 means to go to, to go. Okay. That's where 待. It means exhausted in this case. Okay. Ceaseless, 不待. Okay. All right. Okay. Basic meaning of first phrase. Okay. The sages observe the nature. We see the nature, the mother nature, the changing of the seasons, etc., etc., etc. Okay. And drew conclusions about the manifestations of Tao as cyclical, which means circulating, and continuously never ending, right? That constant change. Okay. All right. Yeah. So even nature is a manifestation of Tao, actually, right? Okay. So they are able to draw conclusions and say, hey, this Tao manifests, in this case, nature, but it manifests in cycles. Get it? Okay. The 4 seasons, what's a bigger cycle? If you call it the zodiac cycles, etc. Okay. Or the cycles of the, if we talk about specific Earth, what they call it, the ice ages, right? It repeats every 10,000, 12,000 years or something like that, right? Etc. Okay. But the cycle never stops. That's important. Okay. All right. So additional understanding first phase. They saw that the nature turns in cycles. Days turn into night. Okay, that's for 24 hours. Okay, night turns back into day. 4 seasons change year after year, and so the cycles varies from very small or very short. We say very short cycles to grand cycles. We're talking about kalpas. Okay, if you want to, eons that extend beyond the age of the cosmos. Okay. All right. Okay. So deeper meaning of first phase. Hence, on a cosmic scale, the manifestations of the Tao must be circular cycle, and it continues on indefinitely. So you can have, on a cosmic scale, infinite or countless cycles or kalpas. Okay. Let's see. Do I have that screen up? Let's see here. Example. Oops. What the heck? Okay. Temporal. This is called temporal cosmology. Okay. All right. Okay. There are many definitions. A regular kalpa is, 16 million years. A small kalpa is this. Okay. So, okay. So that's 16 billion years. Okay. This is a very interesting number, 16, 7, 9, 8, 0. If you take the square root of this, square root of this, guess what it is? It's okay. Okay. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Dang. Okay. It's roughly, or it's almost equal to, anybody can take a guess? Oh, you have a calculator, you can do that. It's 129,607 years. And what's that very close to? What? 10,800 times 12. Remember the Yuan Hui, right? We talk about that, right? The Yuan Hui cycle, right? Theory, right? There are 12 Hui, okay, or periods of 10,800. So 10,800 times 12 is 129,600. And then you square it, it equals to 1 small kalpa. Very interesting. Okay, anyway. So just understand, everything's in the cycle, okay? It's just the question is the duration, okay? So the higher understanding phrase. On a human level, the same must apply to our karmic interactions. Karmic interaction. Cyclical and ceaseless. Okay? All right? So it also applies to us on a, not only does the Tao manifests on a grand cosmic scale, cyclically or cyclically, and continuously. So same thing with humans to our karmic interactions. Yeah. So okay. So that's also applies to us. Okay. Okay. The deeper meaning of 周行, it means just the Tao, the great Tao, which encompasses the entire cosmic void. Okay. Buddhai, Buddhai means it's not in danger or of ceasing or stopping. It just ceaselessly continue, not in danger of being exhausted, okay, tired out, okay. It's not, Tao doesn't tire out, okay, it just continues forever and ever, okay. All right, deeper understanding of first phrase. The Tao essence encompasses the entire cosmic void, and nothing is beyond it, and it is in no danger of being exhausted, used up. It is limitless, infinite, and continuous, okay. Okay, the basic meaning of the second phrase. The Tao gives birth to the world. That's this. It can be regarded as the mother of the world. Okay. All right. Another standing. Tao is the mother of the entire cosmos. Okay. Or the deeper meaning of Mu, mother, is the essence of the Tao. Okay. So the deeper understanding or second phrase is our Buddha nature is the mother of all phenomena. Okay. The source, the mother, yeah, okay. Deeper understanding, second phrase. The birth of everything in this world comes from this source, from our beginningless and endingless Buddha nature essence. Okay. Higher understanding is the entire cosmos and everything in it is the result of something resembling birth and not craftsmanship. In other words, intelligent design or creative from some blueprint. Okay, so there's at least especially in Western religions, Christianity in particular, there's always this notion of intelligent design. Okay, because it's this God created man in His image, right? Okay, so all right, okay, so that totally throws out the notion of evolution, right? Change, right? Right? Change, right? Evolution means what? The change over time or adaptation over time, right? Okay. Over time, as external conditions change, right? External conditions never stay the same, right? In this material world, right? It's always changing, right? That's what the I Ching says, right? It's always changing. So any living organism within that environment or those set of conditions will also adapt over time. Okay, so that's the essence of evolution. So evolution is it's real because it's observable. Okay, so it's not based on fixed. See, when you say intelligent design, it's fixed craftsmanship. That's what the watchmaker story is about. Okay, it's fixed. Okay, but then that ignores we have fossil evidence, right? We have, anyway, okay. All right. Implication. The Buddha nature essence is so marvelous that it's very difficult to describe in words. It really is, okay? So anyway, Lao Tzu is making this attempt, okay? So this is a description of the manifestations of the Tao essence, which are cyclical and continuous in nature and the source of the world, heavens, and all phenomena, which is also a description of Buddha nature essence, okay? One's on the grand level, cosmic level, and one's on a personal level, okay? All right. Ooh, okay, this is the end. Wow, just near the end of the first section. Sorry, it's going to take so long. Ty, I'm going to go probably 90 minutes, okay? All right. I do not know its name. Identifying it, I call it the Tao, okay? Let's go to the basic meaning, okay? Lao Tzu does not know its name. Yeah, just like chapter 1, right? Chapter 1, among other chapters, I think chapter 14, 9, 14. I think it's 14. Okay. Basic understanding. In order to identify it, he had to give it a name. Okay. He has to identify it. He can't just keep saying it, right? So he called it the Tao. That's all. Okay. Okay. Additional understanding. We have no idea what the Tao is. All we can say is that these ceaseless cycles of continuous creation is the way things are. So we just call it the way, the Tao. Okay? Okay. Yeah. When I say we have no idea it's not that we have, we're clueless. It's just that we cannot describe the Tao completely or 100% or satisfactorily. Okay. We can say, yeah, it's like this. Okay. Or it's like that. Okay. But we can't say, well, the Tao, triple horizontal line equivalent to this. Yeah, we can say, yeah, the Tao is like God. It's God. Yeah, you can say, but okay. But all right. But we can't, describe God. I don't know. How do you describe God? Okay. All right. Same idea. Okay. Okay, this means word, right? Yeah, literally it means word. Okay, literally it means word, character, symbol. Okay, but there's a deeper meaning. Okay, the deeper meaning is to use the character for Tao to represent this marvelous source of everything. Okay, all right. So the deeper understanding is that the word Tao contains many meanings. Okay, oops. Yeah. Okay. All right. So what it is, it's this. Okay. It's just if you know Chinese, okay, because Chinese is considered calligraphic. Okay. Calligraphic, which is symbols. Okay. It's composed of symbols. So the first two strokes on the top right, okay, represents yin and yang. Okay. Okay. Then right below it, or its foundation, it's a horizontal line. It represents the oneness, right? That one, okay? And then beneath this one is the character for self. So if you look at the right side, okay, the right side of the word, very interesting, okay? So it just means that the Tao is in all of us too. We all have the Tao, okay? All right. Yin and yang, that's on a cosmic level, yes, there's what? Duality. And then within us, there's duality. And that's what? Human nature. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Then on the left, you have that, it's called radical. Okay. The three different parts combine to form the character of head. Sorry. Okay. That's what on the right side. Okay. It means head. Ling means head. Lead. The leader, lead. Prime. Okay. It means head. Okay. Yeah, it's in our head. Okay. So this is the most important part, obviously. The head, right? The leader, the head is always the most important. Okay. And lastly, on the left side, it's a radical for action or motion. So that means, remember, motion, action, what Lao Tzu mentioned earlier, circulates, right? Circulates, right? Circulating and ceaseless, right? So that's implies motion and time, obviously. Okay, motion and time. Okay, so he used the word Tao to identify. So that's a very, very good choice, very meaningful, right? Choice of word, right? Lao Tzu could pick, I don't know, back then, 2,500 years ago, 2,600. I don't know how many Chinese characters there are. They're probably not as much today. They're less, but he chose this word Tao to represent, this thing, right? This thing that created everything, that's independent, right? That always existed, right? All right. Okay. So he chose this. That's why we call it the Tao. Okay. And it's very meaningful, right? When you look back on it and say, yeah, of all the words that Lao Tzu could choose to describe this thing, he used the word Tao. Very interesting. Okay. Very good choice, right? Okay. All right. So the character of Tao contains the meanings for one, yin and yang, oneself, and action, which signifies being one. Okay. 寂照同时. Okay. Silent, still, unperturbed. At the same time, it's illuminating. It's it's manifesting. Okay. All right. Okay. So the key point on the grand level, the Tao encompasses everything. While on an individual level, it's the nature, 性. So that nature and Tao are one. So when we speak of nature, we are referring to ourselves. While speaking of Tao, we're referring to the entire heaven, earth, and cosmos. Okay. Oh, God, I got time, not enough time. Okay, I'm going to speed up a little bit. Okay, so forced to describe it, I call it great. Okay. All right, we're still in section 1. We're near the end. Okay. Okay. Basic meaning. He's forced to describe this Tao. He can only say it's great. Okay. So another understanding is nature is full of cyclical patterns, some more vast than we can grasp in totality. Such great cycles receive from view and pass beyond perception, only to return. Okay, remember I mentioned kalpas? Okay, or never mind kalpas. The one hui, the one, 10,800 years. Okay, so that's, even though, from the kalpa perspective, it's tiny. It's only 10,800 years, right? Okay, so, we can't see 10,800 years into the past or into the future. Well, past, we can get hints maybe, but geological, evidence. But okay, another today we see more and more. See next year. Okay, all right. Okay, deeper understanding. Maha, that's what Maha means. Okay, Da, great. Okay, in Sanskrit, it's Maha, which is to encompass entire. I mean, the deep meanings. I mean, but for now, this is the basic. Okay, encompasses everything. Okay, so the deeper understandings, basically, there's nothing beyond it and nothing smaller than it. That's the Maha means. It's all encompassing. It's everything. You can say it's infinity, and yet it's what? Zero or negative infinity. Okay, nothing is smaller than it. So if you go to elementary particle physics, I think there are two categories. Is it mesons and quarks? I think. Okay. Anyway, so there's nothing even smaller than that. Okay. I mean, okay. The Tao is even smaller. Okay. So it has no boundaries. It is boundless and limitless. Okay. Implication: great means to encompass the entire cosmic void, where nothing is beyond it, nor nothing is smaller than it. So the key point is Lao Tzu used the word great to represent the Tao, which is the fusion of our Buddha nature essence and the entire cosmic void as one, or oneness. Okay. All right, now we're into the second section, describing what that great means. Okay. All right. 四 means, it means to pass on. To die too, it means that. But okay, so the basic meaning means, great means passing. Yeah. So the basic meaning is that the great means to let all things pass on. It's just everything flows. Okay. All right. Okay. Flows without obstruction. That's very important. Okay. So great means to allow all things to circulate ceaselessly, to have endless cycles. Kalpas, okay, Maha kalpas, okay, Asamkhaya kalpas, okay. All right, deeper meaning of Si is to describe also the essence of the Tao, okay. Further understanding: all phenomena, matters, and things will appear, then pass on. All things are very fluid and 流通 and not fixed, okay. That's very important. It's not fixed. It's not rigid, okay. All right. So deeper understanding: the great Tao is automatically natural and spontaneously itself. It mirrors itself. It just is itself. That's the way it is. Okay. Suchness, thusness. Okay. All right. 如是. Okay. The higher understanding: the great Tao is the recurring nature. Yeah. So we see the recurring. No, when we say just recurring nature, is not just this, what we see in the phenomenal world. Okay, it's you gotta go beyond that. When I say the recurring nature, it's I would say 大自然, but it's always manifests the Tao, okay, manifests itself naturally or in cycles, you can say, okay? All right. Okay, so by letting all things occur spontaneously, which is naturally, by letting them be natural, this is in conformity to Tao, okay? So we say spontaneous, it just is. It just always occurs, in cycles, or, whether, it's great or small, it doesn't matter, right? But it's just spontaneous. Nothing causes the Tao to occur this way. Understand? Okay. All right. Okay. So the key point, being very natural is to be very fluid. Being very fluid will not have blockages, while being unnatural will have blockages. So with blockages, things will not pass on. So to pass on is not having blockage. All that is very fluid is all very natural. Okay. All right. That's what this great means, passing. Okay. So passing means what? Receding. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So basic meaning is the great Tao is so vast, space. Okay. That's the spatial component. And remote. That's the temporal component. Like its recurring nature seems to recede or pass into the vastness of space and distant time. Okay. So that's what, okay. So the further understanding, that's the basic meaning. Okay. The great Tao encompasses the entire cosmic void, space, and exists before the heavens and earth and the cosmos are created, time. So it encompasses all space time, you can say. Okay. That's Da, or in this case, Si, but Da Yue Si, Si Yue Yuan. Okay. So the deeper meaning of Yuan, it just means this: boundless space or infinite void and endless time, no beginning, no end. Yeah, endless time. or you can say beyond time, or maybe, or timeless, maybe that's better. Okay. All right. Deeper understanding. The great Tao is infinite and eternal, although its essence is formless. Okay. It's intangible. Okay. Higher understanding. Similarly, our Buddha nature essence is so vast and timeless, it fills up even the teleocosm, right? 三千大千世界. Now, some define, most conventional definition of 三千大千世界is 1 billion worlds. Okay, 1 billion. Some people say, no, it could be 3 trillion, because it depends on how you parse this phrase. Okay, so 三千 could mean 1,000 great 1,000 worlds. Okay, so that's one definition if you read. Or you can say 3,000, 三千 means 3,000 great 1,000 worlds. Okay, so okay. So one great 1,000 world, it's 1 billion. I think it's 1 billion. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So it depends, but it means it's a lot. Okay, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. All right. Okay. So all right. Okay. So implication meaning is passing, meaning distant, is very profound and lasting, extremely vast, so remote and vast that it is beyond imagination. Okay. Okay. So key point: what cannot be imagined is the Tao essence. The Tao essence is just so vast, so profound and lasting. So Lao Tzu again used distant, receding into the vast space and remote past to represent the Tao. Okay, so this is using like the space-time dimension to kind of describe or represent, what the Tao, the nature of the Tao is like this. Okay, okay, then we're end of section 2 here. Receding means returning. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, so basic meaning: so vast that it returns to its origin. Okay. All right. Okay. So further understanding is to return to our root. Okay. Which is what? To return to the beginningless and endingless true mind of our Buddha nature essence. Okay. So deeper understanding is no matter how vast or grand or cosmic these functions and uses or manifestations of Buddha nature appears, in the end, we need to hold on to the essence. Because why? All functions and manifestations, uses come from the essence. Okay, all right. So those functions essence are not lasting; they come and go. Right. Okay. All right. Higher understanding. After holding on to the essence, all the functions and uses can manifest and spread forever without end. So endless, timeless. Okay. All right. Implication. In the time we have entered into this earthly realm, we need to start by showing consideration for our eternal Buddha nature essence, by letting go of all karmic affinities and let a single thought arise. Okay. So how do we get back to the essence or to the source, to return to the root? We have to what? Let go of all karmic affinities and let a single thought arise. Okay. All right. So the key point, receding is to return to our beginningless and endingless essence. Okay? So that's what the Tao is. So we have the Tao within us, which is our Buddha nature essence, and we should be doing the same. Okay? All right. Okay, so that's end of section 2. So that's a description of the great means, or he was trying to describe what the Tao is like. He says it's called great. Okay, and then he broke down what that great is just right here. Okay, now we're entering section 3. Okay, therefore the Tao is great, heaven is great, earth is great, the sovereign is also great. Why is the sovereign in here? Okay, all right, okay, here's why. Basic meaning: the Tao is great because it encompasses all aspects of existence and reality. Tao is the source of everything and fills up the entire cosmos, or contains, okay, the entire cosmos, okay? So another understanding, there's 3 conceptual levels of life, existence, and reality, okay? So at the highest level, we can say Tao / nature, capital N. Okay, I use capital N here. At times, Tao and nature are synonymous. Other times, Tao encompasses both the natural and supernatural. This corresponds to the Tao is great. That's the level of ultimate reality. And say Dharmakaya. Okay, so all right. Sorry, Dharma Dhatu. True ultimate reality. Okay, true reality, ultimate reality. Okay, all right, Dharma Dhatu. Okay, all right. So then at the lower level, heaven and earth, the stage where the Dharma of life plays out. Drama of life plays out. Okay, yeah. Levels of all existence, reality. So I just want to, I don't have, the 10 states. Anybody remember what the 10 states, right? The 10, 十法界. Okay, this is the wrong, I should have gotten the other one, the Excel file, but it's all levels of existence. Remember, we talk about existence now. Okay, yo. Okay, that means you have some kind of form, or there's a beginning and end. Let's put it that way. Okay, existence, a beginning and end. So the 10 Dharma realms, the lower 6, right, which includes, which we will get to the next level, talking about the sovereign, the 3, what they call the 3 realms of existence, 三草, no, not the 三草, just the 3 realms of existence. Okay, the 界, the 3, the 欲界, 色界, 无色界. Okay, so they all are here. Okay, all right, that's what heaven and earth means. Then the last, individual or sovereign. The ruler is the individual cultivating the Tao. It's the level of human life and existence and reality. Okay, so that's the more micro level, right? Micro, intermediate, and macro. You can, or maybe better say micro, macro, and absolute. Okay, you can look at it that way. Okay, all right. So further understanding, heaven is great and earth is great, correspond to the second level, right? Or heaven and earth are the manifestations of the Tao on a macro level, right? Then additional understanding, the individual and sovereign correspond to the third level. Okay, humans and sovereigns are the manifestations of the Tao also on a micro level, right? Okay, all right. Okay, now here's what sovereign or Wang, king, sovereign, okay, what it means. The Tao that penetrates the 3 realms, the realms of the desire, forms, formless, which is part of the 10 Dharma realms, okay? It's called the sovereign, which is a word for king or sovereign. It's composed of the word three, the three horizontal lines, which means the three realms, okay? It symbolizes the three levels, okay? The three realms of the, of the basic existence. It's all heaven and earth, really, okay? It includes all the different celestial levels, okay? And then the vertical line in the center, that vertical line down here, right, is the word for sovereign, the one. That's the Tao. So it's the one that penetrates or transcends the three realms. That's the Tao. So we are sovereign. So if you could do that as a cultivator, then you are sovereign. You're a king, sovereign. Okay, so the higher understanding of sovereign is one who's a sovereign is one who transcends the three realms. The Tao penetrating the three realms is called a sovereign. Okay, so deeper understanding of Wang or sovereign is the second half of a sage's innate virtues, 内圣, an external moral conduct, all the external thing. Okay, Wai Wang, 内圣 Wai Wang. That's in Confucius. Okay, I think that's in a great learning. Okay, implication. Okay, the Tao cultivator is called a sovereign. So we are all sovereigns. Why? Because we can transcend these three realms. Okay? These three realms. Okay? All right. The key point. We are all within the three realms of desires, forms, and formlessness. Then as cultivators, we have the Tao. So we are called sovereigns. Okay? We're all called sovereigns. Okay. All right. Okay. Wow. Okay. So now I'm near the end of section 3. Okay, so there are 4 grades in the universe, and sovereign occupies one of them. So we are also great. Okay, all right. So, okay, basic meaning. In this domain, or the cosmos, there are 4 grades. That's what that phrase means. Okay, so another meaning of 4 grades is the Tao is gray, heaven is gray, earth is gray, and the sovereign. So we humans are also gray. Okay. Basic meaning of second phrase. Sovereigns are us. The sovereign occurred to one of them. Okay. We are sovereigns. And I mean, humans are what? A part of the link of the 4 grades. Yeah. So it's very important. We're not, how can I say? Yes, even though Lao Tzu said there are 4 grades, but actually, but we should not interpret it as, there are 4 individual components that are separate. It's very important, okay, to understand that they are not separate. They're actually all combined, and we are the link of the 4 grades or the 3 grades. Okay, the Tao, the cosmos, the heavens, and the earth. Okay, so that's very important. Okay, to know. All right, that's a deeper level understanding that the sovereign, us, we link all the 3 or all 4. Okay, okay, all right. Okay. Implication. Humans are already including the 4 grades. Yeah, we link the 3. You can say, okay, we're integral part. You cannot take us out. Okay, otherwise, then the Tao's not great, heaven's not great, earth is not great. Very important. Okay, all right. So, so the key point is this: we are also part of the 4 grades because we are sovereigns. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that's kind of all right. Okay, so that's very important understanding. Okay, yes, on the surface, that the first approach, first level or basic level, is to recognize that there are 4 individual parts or components. Yeah, the Tao is great, the heaven is great, earth is great, and the sovereign is great. But the deeper, the higher level is that they, even though they appear to be distinct, okay, which is true, right? I mean, you can say, but actually they're all combined. They're all, and we are the link that combines it. Because you can say, we humans are part of this, right? Yeah, a part of this, right? We're part of that macro level existence, right? We are at the stage where the drama of life plays out, right? Okay, so, and then we can transcend it because we're sovereign. So therefore, we also can what? Be part of this, okay, of Dharma Dhatu, or supreme reality, ultimate reality. Okay, all right, that's important to know. Okay, all right, we are at the end. Ooh, this is nice. Okay, all right, humans follow. Here's the last sentence, and it's a conclusion. Okay, it's a summary. We are the conclusion. It summarizes, this, what the Tao is like, and it's very important. Okay, so this is a key phrase. So humans follow the laws of earth. Sometimes some people translate as to emulate the way of earth. Okay, earth follows the laws of heaven, and heaven follows the laws of the Tao, and the Tao follows the laws of nature. Yeah, okay, well, this is very it's deep. Okay, so you have to understand what that nature means. Okay, all right, okay. Okay, the word fa, it's very very interesting. Okay, the basic meaning or definition, it means law, a method, model, principles, regulation, rule, standard, or dharma, lowercase d, things. It means in Buddhism. Okay, dharma has a lot of meanings. Well, two basic, two categories. Okay, one is all things. That's small d. Okay, then the big D, dharma, means the teaching, specifically consider the laws of Buddha or the teachings of Buddha. Okay, now these are noun. Okay, then also has a verb. In Chinese, the fa. It's a verb. It means to follow, to emulate, to conform to be incarnate. So if you hopefully if you do some research or different readings of the Tao Te Ching, some translate as humans conform to the way of earth, and then the earth conforms to the way of heaven, etc., etc., and then the Tao conforms to the way of nature. Okay, yeah. I mean, you pick your verb. Okay, all right. Okay, even though they have some subtle differences. Okay, all right. Okay, in this context, the meaning is extrapolate to following, as in following a principle or law. Okay, so what he's doing, what Lao Tzu is doing, is to use the word fa to describe a cosmic order that links the three levels. Okay, the Tao / nature, capital N. Okay, heaven and earth and the individuals. Okay, so he's using fa to link, you can say. Okay, all right. Now, okay, the last two words, 自然, last two words. Okay, okay. Now, okay, it literally means nature, or it can mean genuine, non-artificial, or not ersatz, yeah, not conditioned, natural, uncontrived, at ease, spontaneous, motiveless, naturally. That's the adverb. Okay, so it's an adjective. It could be a noun too. Okay, nature. Okay, okay, that's the basic dictionary meaning. Okay, so the basic meaning of the first phrase is this: humans are heavily influenced and affected by the environment. For example, feng shui. Anybody know feng shui? Geomancy. Okay, feng shui. Okay. And geographical barriers, such as rivers, lakes, oceans, mountains, So that's how, if you look at, archaeologists or not paleontologists so much, but anthropologists, when they're, digging up the earth, they understand, or they can, generalize and say, hey, most human civilizations start to flourish in certain areas, near rivers, lakes, even by oceans, but not in the mountains or the deserts. Okay, jungles, but in the valleys. So we're in, so human evolution. I would say evolution, or human progress, or how civilizations arise is to a large degree dependent on geographical barriers. Like the ancient Egypt, right? The civilization didn't appear in the middle of Sahara desert, but rather by what? A river, the Nile River. Similar with the Middle East, right? The Mesopotamia, right? Tigris and Euphrates. Same thing with India, the Indus River, right? Same thing in China, the Yellow River, etc., etc. Africa too, near the Niger River, etc., okay? All that, okay? All right, so that's a fact, okay? So that's basic. Humans are influenced and affected by the environment. So we follow the laws of the earth, or we conform to the ways of earth. Okay, so another understanding is this. Because the earth, that's another understanding. Okay, so that's the more scientific understanding. Now, there's another understanding. Because the earth supports all living things, allowing all things to grow and develop. This is because earth does not exclude those dirt and filth, but we consider dirty and filthy, okay, or unsanitary. Although the soil is very dirty, it has nutrients, so all living things will grow and thrive. This is the way of earth. The earth embraces all. What we consider, what we humans, good and bad, or clean and dirty, etc., okay? Earth doesn't care. It embraces all because it's only that what we consider the dirty soil, compost. Compost is, I don't know if it's dirty, but compost, when you think about where did compost come from? All the organic waste that we humans consider dirty or useless, etc., right? Isn't that right? Right? Banana peels, discarded veggies, even human waste, okay? And then you compact it together and let the nature take its course, and it, boom, after a while, it becomes what? Compost. And compost is very what? Has a lot of nutrients. And so we use compost to what? Put in the farms to grow, right? To grow vegetables, fruits, etc., okay? All right, so the earth doesn't care if it's dirty or clean. Okay, just a phrase, and I think Holy Teacher uses it quite a bit. He says, I forgot the Chinese exactly, but the English equivalent is similar to say, the clearest water or the cleanest water cannot sustain fish or something like that. Okay, right? Okay, okay. Understand what it means? Okay, the cleanest or clearest water cannot sustain fish. Okay, fish cannot survive in that type of water. Okay, all right. Another understanding of first phrase is just like the earth. Okay, we humans also must follow the way of the earth in not rejecting anyone who tread on this earth, whether they are good or whether they're bad. Yeah, this is not easy to achieve, of course, right? But so we humans, since we're on the earth, right? We exist on the earth. We have to follow the way of the earth or conform to the nature of the earth. Okay, small n, I'm saying nature, small. That's the way it is. Okay, so we should not reject. So there's different levels of meaning. One level is we should not discriminate, right? No differentiation, right? Even though there's good and bad, we understand, but we don't follow the bad, but we have to tolerate. So there's a notion of tolerance, etc. Okay, all right. Further understanding. So for us to follow the way of earth, our hearts and minds must be broad and vast, tolerating and accepting the filth, tolerating even those who are not good. Okay, yeah, so we have to be tolerant. Okay, all right. Okay, basic meaning of the second phrase, which is the earth follows the laws of heaven or conforms to the way of heavens, it's this. Okay, there are a lot. Okay, all right. So constantly changing weather, right? That's the heaven. The sky, right, the heaven, shapes the terrain, earth, through erosion from exposure to the elements. For example, Grand Canyon, right? Okay, you can see that, right? Okay. So that's why the earth conforms or follows the laws of heavens, okay, which is in this case weather. Temperature extremes, okay, heaven from the sky, affects all life, right? So if you go to the Arctic or Antarctica, it's very difficult to sustain life there. Or you go, well, let's see, Sahara, yeah, the middle Sahara. I know, okay. Or maybe not Sahara, the other desert. What's that? The very dry part in northern Chile, the Atacama, I think it's called Atacama Desert. They say that's the driest place or desert on Earth. Okay, so it's very difficult. Okay, all right. So so Earth also is subject or shaped by the temperature extremes. Okay, so the rain from the skies nourishes all plants on Earth. Yeah, so in places where life will thrive, you're going to get some amount of rain, some rain. You need, not too much, but enough rain. Okay, and then the changing of the seasons, right, determines the timing for planting and harvesting. Right. Okay. Yeah. So right, you don't plant in the middle of winter because why? The temperature is too low, too extreme. Okay. All right. Okay. So example. Then these are all the different ways the Earth follows the laws of heaven because it is shaped by heaven, okay, by the skies, okay, heaven. All right. So another meaning of the second phrase is this, okay, the earth is shaped by the ways of heaven, conforms to the principle or physical laws of heaven, okay. Basic meaning of the third phrase, okay, the heaven follows the Tao, right? Heaven conforms, follows the laws of the Tao, okay. All right. Heaven covers a wide range of subjects, right? Okay, so heaven. So just like in the previous section, the above lines above, it encompass meteorology, astronomy, cosmology, astrophysics, etc. All these, though, aspects of heaven follow the Tao, from weather patterns to orbital, mechanics, space and beyond. Okay, okay. So everything, all the heaven principles, okay, or heavenly, way, okay, the ways of heaven, that is the principles of astronomy, astrology, cosmology, astrophysics, all follow the Tao. Okay, another meaning is this: the heavens follows the principles or physical laws of the Tao. Okay, basic meaning of the last phrase is this: everything. So that's the nature, the Buddhist term of dharma, lower d, okay, lowercase d, dharma follows the Tao, and the Tao follows nature as well. It's tautological here? No. Okay, another meaning. The Tao is just being what it is automatically, naturally, spontaneous. So as I said, similar to suchness or thusness, tathata. The Tao is just being itself. That's what it means by the Tao conforms or follows the laws of nature. Okay, not when we say this nature, we're not talking about Mother Nature. We're not talking about that. Okay, we're not talking about that. Okay, because Mother Nature is part of the Tao. So the Tao does not follow Mother Nature. As a matter of fact, the Mother Nature follows the Tao. You can say the Mother Nature is the what? Part of the heavens, or the part of the, you can say, part of the heavens. Okay. All right. So, where are we? Okay. All right. Okay. So that's okay. Further understanding of the last phrase, that the Tao conforms to the laws of nature or follows itself. Okay. The Tao is the ultimate principle behind all principles. That's chapter 14. Tao axiom, okay? Tao Ji, okay, that's the chapter, I think chapter 14, yeah. The one truth that reveals all other truths, okay? So all the principles of Mother Nature comes from the one truth, the Tao, okay? The Tao is sourced in nature and vice versa. Sourced in nature. Okay, Tao and nature are one and the same. That's what source in nature means, okay? They are identical. It should be capital N, but that's okay. Okay. It should be identical. They're identical. They're one is some. On the one hand, we say the Tao, that's the essence. And you can say capital N, are its manifestations. You can look at it that way too. Okay. So it's oneness right here. Okay. It should be capital N. Okay. To distinguish. Okay. All right. Okay. So the Tao comes from nature, or nature comes from the naturalistic way of the universe. So this N should be capital N, okay? And then the nature, small n, comes from the naturalistic or spontaneous way of the universe, the way things are, just is, okay? Just so, thusness, suchness, okay? All right. So third, the Tao patterns after itself, okay, and is therefore the ultimate in self-sufficiency. Okay, sufficiency. So the Tao patterns. Tao is the mirror of itself, mirrors itself, okay, and is therefore the ultimate. So there's nothing. Remember when we in the middle section we talk about great, the definition of great, right? So that's why, because the Tao is great. There is nothing that it lacks. So it's ultimate in self-sufficiency. It's everything. It has everything it ever could need or ever that we could even imagine. Okay, it's everything. Okay, so that's okay. So it does not need anything because it contains everything. It is everything. It does not need anything outside of itself because there's nothing outside of itself. Remember Maha, right? The definition of Maha, right? Nothing greater that's beyond it, or nothing smaller within it, right? Okay, so that's why. Okay, all right. So that's why we have to understand what that means by nature. The Tao follows, conforms to laws of nature. Okay, and then the fourth point is, okay, the fourth point is emanating nature. Now we're at a micro level now, talking about us. Emanating nature takes us closer to the Tao. When we do what is natural, we also emulate the Tao. Okay, remember chapter, is it 24? Yeah, 24 or 20, I think it's 24. No, 23, sorry, 23. Okay, in harmony with Tao or nature, that's the title of that chapter, right? So what is natural is everlasting, 常 or eternal. All right. So what is not natural is not everlasting. It's constantly changing. It's not real. So when we do what is natural, then we also emulate the Tao. So here's the key, another higher level understanding. We just like remember the previous section, we talk about this, right? The Tao is great, heaven is great, earth is great, and the sovereigns are great. So we tend to, because there's punctuation, okay, because we tend to, one way to understand, sometimes we tend to understand this statement or this sentence in its parts, right? Say, oh, the Tao is great, the heaven is great, and we then separate the four, okay? So it's similar down here at the conclusion. We tend to separate, right? Yeah, humans conform to earth, etc., etc., okay? But the deeper understanding is you have to connect them. Just like the previous, in the middle section, remember about great, sovereign is great, that's we are great. But we are great, we also link the previous three, the earth, the heaven, and the Tao. Same thing here, okay? So the human actually follows nature, okay? That's what I'm trying to conclude down here, is that emulating nature takes us closer to Tao, okay? All right? Okay, we have to link this four phrases, okay? The four phrases. So, 人法地, it's also say 人法自然, which is the Tao. Make sense? Okay, all right. That humans conform, or you can say follows, nature, capital N, okay? Nature, talks of the nature, which is also the Tao, okay? All right, okay. So you have to, okay, yeah, we're near the conclusion, good, okay. All right, so the meaning of natural or nature, okay, right, okay. So very important, this is very important, especially a lot of New Age interpretation of the Tao. They tend to climb up the wrong tree, okay, or bark up the wrong tree, okay, because they tend to interpret nature in the wrong direction, okay. All right, so important point. What is natural in Tao or in the Tao does not mean, I should capitalize this, but anyway, whatever the winds dictate, social trends or customs, fads, whatever you want to call it. Okay, yeah. What is natural in the Tao does not mean whatever the winds dictate. Okay, very important. Okay, otherwise, then we will end up heading the wrong direction. Okay, all right. What is natural in the Tao is this: is to follow the best part of us that exists naturally, meaning it's very natural of us to aspire to be at best. Okay, so it's still a little fuzzy, but okay, more specific, it's this. Okay, to emulate nature is to emulate, conform, congruent to, follow our own true nature, which is the Buddha nature essence, to be as natural as our best possible self as can be, to be the highest, most noble, and most compassionate self. Okay? The four immeasurable minds is one example. Okay, so the four 四无量心. Okay, that's like this. Example would be the four immeasurable minds. Okay, all right. Or to bring out the best in us in a natural way, meaning what? Non-conditional, 无为. Okay, without being forced, without being contrived, without motives, unconditionally. Okay, that's what natural in the Tao means. Okay, and lastly, not whatever anything goes, not whatever drives or fancies our six senses or egos. You can say that's human mind or human nature. Okay, because that's not Tao nature. Okay, understand? Very important. This is the key. Okay, this is fundamental. If you understand this, then the rest is easy. Okay, but if you miss this, even if you understand the rest, then that means you really don't understand this phrase. What? The Tao follows the laws, or this whole phrase. I mean, just to, okay? Understand? Very, very important. Okay, it's the key. It's the essence. It's the essence, or it's the 核心. Okay, it's the essence. Essence, 核心. Or what's another word for 核心? The 核心. The essence, right? The fundamental, the essential, right? Okay, the essential. You have to understand that. All right, this is essential. Okay, okay, I'm almost done. Okay, additional understanding of nature or natural. That which is very regular, routine, very common, ordinary, very plain, simple, very genuine, straightforward is called nature, right? Remember the four normals? We talked about that, I think, chapter 23 also. Okay, all right. Okay, that's another way of describing what nature is or natural is. The deeper meaning is this: the unchanging law of the heavens and earth, the eternal, changeless principle of truth. It's non-conditioned. At the macro level, nature is Tao and Tao nature. At the micro level, to be in accordance or conform to a Buddha nature. 率性 doctrine of meaning. Okay? So nature is Tao and Tao nature. Let's see, one of the romantic poets, John Keats, he said, what he says? He said, truth is beauty and beauty is truth. Okay, yeah, that's more narrow, but truth is beauty and beauty is truth. Okay, all right, okay, all right, okay. So, deep understanding, last phrase. The Tao automatically conforms to itself. That's what's natural. It's spontaneous. Its own unchanging, constant law of the heavens and earth. The Tao spontaneously follows its own constant, changeless, eternal nature. Okay, this is at a cosmic level or at a high level. Very, this is very deep, okay, deep meaning, okay, the Tao automatically controls itself. Remember I said Tao mirrors itself, okay, it's like that. It is it, okay, all right, okay, higher understanding of the recurring cycles of nature, small n, are non-conditioned. So non-conditioned belongs to nature. Very interesting, okay, all right, okay. Oh, sorry, it should be capital N, okay, capital N, okay. All right. That's the Tao. It's non-conditioned. The Tao just manifests itself naturally, non-conditionally. Okay. All right. Okay. We're near the end. Implication. Okay. We're almost there. The Tao does not need to follow or conform to nature, small n. Okay. Because the Tao itself is already or automatically or spontaneous, natural. Okay, so that's the cosmic scale level. On a personal level, we conform to the non-conditioned way, okay, way, by manifesting from our Buddha nature itself in dealing with all the myriad earthly matters, okay? So not from our intellectual mind or from the human nature, because the human nature mind is conditioned. Get it? Okay, so that's the highest level. Okay, that's what an enlightened being would be. Okay, sage, Buddhas would be. Okay, whereas humans, well, we're not like that. Okay, all right. So now you can say part of that. Now it could be conscience. Yeah, conscience is, you can say, it's a part. It's a part. Okay, of our Buddha nature quality. Okay, all right. Okay, we're at the end, folks. Almost 90 minutes. Okay, the key point here. First, humans follow the way of the earth. Next, humans follow the way of heaven. Then humans follow the way of the Tao. Finally, humans follow the way of nature. Yeah, capital N. Okay, that's how we should interpret that last line. Okay, we connect the 4 parts. Thus, humans are originally nature, capital N, okay? As the recurring cycles, okay, of nature are non-conditioned. To conform to the non-conditioned way is the Tao, following the way of nature, capital N, okay? So the Tao following the way of nature, capital N, is to conform to the non-conditioned way. This is called Tao. Okay. Let's see. I was going to say, actually, there are certain things to keep in mind in this chapter. Okay, that we should know. Okay, so it's stated in the first section. Basically, okay, we says the Tao is formless. Okay, it's formless. It's, I'm looking at my notes here. It's eternal. Okay, born before heaven. Okay, it's like this. Okay, it is what? Silent. Okay, that means it doesn't make noise. It doesn't have a sound. Okay, it is supernatural. It's independent and what? Changeless. Okay, and it circulates. Okay, circulates and it's eternal, and it is what? Where is it? Right here. Nameless. Okay, so those are, I think I said more. It's basically 7. Okay, there's 7 or 9 different qualities, or qualities or aspects or characteristics, or of the Tao. Okay, all right. So, okay, I like to thank the grace of heaven and the mercy, the virtues of the masters, and mercy and compassion of grand predecessors, predecessors, transmitters, temple masters, and everybody else for having this opportunity to give this topic. And if there are things that I did not say completely or correctly, I ask for your forgiveness and guidance. Thank you.